Hi friends, and welcome back. So today I will be sharing with you 3 stories, and each of these stories has a very distinct lesson for all of us. And these lessons are about how to approach life. So if you will see, our life is basically an interaction with God in terms of the Creator and His creation, in terms of what we want in life, our desires, our expectations, and the challenges that we face. And there has to be a right way to tackle these and to approach all these things. So these 3 stories with a lesson in each of these stories will help us to understand what is the right way to approach through the feelings of our heart, through our reasoning and our intellect, and through the right action, how to approach life. Secondly, how to attract things which we need in our life, how to tune our will with the divine will. And thirdly, how to face all the challenges with the surety and the faith that there is a higher guidance which is creating each and every situation in our lives. And these 3 stories are very, very interesting, and they're very favorite stories of mine. So I'll start, will not take much time. So the first story is about what is the right way to approach towards life with all the 3 faculties of ourselves. And these 3 faculties are a faculty of feeling. That's how we connect with life. A faculty of reasoning, that's how we weigh the pros and cons and understand how to approach towards life. And third is the faculty of action. Once we have felt something, we have planned something, then we need to act. So this story is about a person, and this person used to stay in this small town, and once there's a huge storm and which causes a big flood to come in the town, and almost half of all the houses in the city is covered with water. And there comes an announcement by the local authorities that everyone should just climb up to the terraces and they will come and rescue everyone. So like everyone, this person also goes and stands on his terrace, and he's got a ground floor with the terrace, and the water is just rising up. And at that point of time, he starts praying to God. God, you have to save me. I will not take anybody else's help, but you will have to come and save me. At that point of time, he just hears his neighbors shouting for him, and they just say, okay, we are throwing this rope towards you. And they have a bigger house, they have a 2 or 3 story house, and they say, just grab this rope and climb up to a house and you will be saved. So this person says, I don't need your rope. I trust my God, I know He will come and save me. And he declines their offer. And again he starts closing his eyes and he starts to pray very intently. After some time, the water is just rising up, and the water reaches up till his entire ground floor is covered, and the water starts touching his feet. At that point of time, another boat appears with some local people, and they shout at him, we are throwing this tube towards you. Just jump into the tube and we'll pull you along and you will be safe. This person again opens his eyes and says, I don't need your tube. I don't need your boat. I know my God, and I know He will come and save me. I have full faith in Him. And he declines their offer also. He again closes his eyes and starts to pray very intently. And now after some time, the water has reached up till his chest and he's almost submerged in water. At this point of time, a military helicopter appears right on top of him. And they make an announcement and ask this person that we are throwing this ladder towards you. Just climb up this ladder and you will be saved. He again opens his eyes and says, I don't need your ladder. Please go away. I trust my God. I have prayed to Him intently. He will come and save me. And after some time, the water rises, covers him totally. He drowns and he dies. And he reaches heaven. There, when he meets God, he's very upset with God and says, God, I've always prayed to you. I've always done each and every activity which is written in the scriptures. I've performed all kinds of pujas for you. And at the point of time when I needed you and I trusted you completely, you did not come to rescue me. God says, son, you didn't see clearly. I was there, and I did not come once. I came thrice to you. I came to you on your first prayer when I threw that rope towards you and you declined that offer. Then again, I came to you in that boat and I sent that tube towards you. You again declined that offer. Finally, I had to take the helicopter and I came towards you and sent that ladder to you, and you again declined that offer. Son, you did not see clearly. You did not use the eyes of your discrimination. What you were trying to do is you were just trying to use your feelings and your devotion, and that is sometimes not enough, my son. So the lesson for all of us is here that we approach life through our 3 faculties. We approach life through the feelings of our heart. That's how we connect to life. That's how we connect to do something in life. And second is that we connect with life, or we operate out of our reasoning. That's the faculty of discrimination, which is here in our brain. And third is we use the faculty of our actions. And we have to use all these three faculties to perform our actions rightly and correctly. So it's very important for all of us to realize that our faculty of feeling, which is here, right here at the heart center, this is where our desires appear. This is where we dream for life. And until and unless we will not offer these feelings up towards our faculty of reason, that is towards our brain, to understand how to approach, how to do something, and until and unless we will not take that action, we will not be able to convert our dreams into our destiny. It is so important for us to offer those feelings towards our reason to take the right action. Say, for example, sometimes when we are really very angry towards someone, and we just say to ourselves, I feel like hurting you, I feel like killing you. If at that point of time, we do not offer those feelings and our intellect does not step in, do you realize how many people we would have killed already? Because here your intellect comes and just tells you, it's fine, just be calm, it's a phase. Just step back of the situation and don't take any action at that point of time. And this is what causes so many people to take these actions in rage, where we talk about the road rage, that actually a person just gets into a fight and kill also somebody. It's because he could not offer those feelings up to his intellect. And also, our reason should never follow our feelings. Our reason is here, and that energy should never follow down towards the feelings of our heart. Because if that happens, then our reason, like a very faithful servant, our mind is a very faithful servant. It will just follow the feelings of the heart, which are coming out of a sheer desire. So I'll share an experience with you. So during my college days, I used to smoke, and I had quit smoking a lot of times. Sometimes for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And at one point of time, I quit smoking for almost a year. And this was a New Year party. I remember I was with my friends and everyone was drinking and smoking. And I was very proud that, I took care of my New Year resolution, and full year I did not smoke. Although it was a good time, I felt like smoking, and I just expressed this desire to my friend, today it's been a year, but I feel like smoking. And he said, oh, it's fine. Why don't you just take one cigarette? Celebrate this 1 year of willpower which you have shown in last 1 year. Just take a cigarette. And at that point of time, my feeling was so strong that my reason actually followed the feeling, and my mind actually explained it to me. Yes, you deserve it. It's been a year. You've shown your willpower, and what difference when one cigarette will make? And I took a drag. I consumed the entire cigarette, and again I took 6 months to leave that cigarette. So do you understand how when your feelings are strong and you ask your mind to follow the feelings, it will give you each and every convincing reason to follow what your heart desires. And that is not the right way to approach life. So the most important thing for us to understand is, yes, our feelings are very important to connect with something in life, because only when we have feeling to do something, only then we will have that interest, that enthusiasm to perform that action. We have to do so many things in our life. We have to sometimes do a boring job, to do a boring profession, to lead our lives. We have to do any object or anything which we want to achieve. Sometimes we don't feel like doing it, but we have to do. At that point of time, if you will not offer those feelings up to your brain will only not direct it correctly towards the object of your desire. Your feelings have to be there. They are very important. That's what creates the enthusiasm. And only when we offer our feeling up to the reason, and then our reason decides how to do a thing, why to do a thing, and it plans out everything, and then we perform the action. And only then we can create our dream into our destiny. And that is the right way. So this first story just explains you simply how your energy should move up before they go out. Everything starts from the desire here in your heart, and this energy should move up towards your brain, towards the intellect, and then it decides how to do and when to do before it performs action. And this is the right way to interact in life, and right way to approach life. So the second story is about how to tune our will, the things which we desire, with the divine will. And again, there is a person who dies and reaches heaven. And at the doors of the heaven, he is greeted by Saint Peter. And Saint Peter tells this person, oh, welcome son, you have very good karmas. and hence you will be spending some time in heaven. So let me just give you a round of this place. So Saint Peter takes this person along the corridor and they see beautiful landscapes, beautiful lakes, beautiful mountains outside through the window. And right at the end of the corridor, they come to this huge hall, a huge warehouse looking hall, but very beautifully made. And this person sees a lot of beautiful things kept there. So he asks Saint Peter, "Oh, Saint Peter, what is this place?" So Saint Peter says, "Oh son, this we call the heavenly junkyard." So this person is slightly confused and says, "Heavenly junkyard? What is a heavenly junkyard?" So Saint Peter says, "All those things which human beings refuse to accept from us, we keep them here." So this person looks around, he sees beautiful jewelry, a lot of televisions, he sees a lot of beautiful cars, bikes, a beautiful piano, and finally his eyes fall upon this huge white color Rolls Royce. So he's very intrigued and he asks Saint Peter, "Who will actually refuse to accept a car like this?" So Saint Peter looks at this person and he smiles. And that's very interesting that you asked this question. Actually, the person who refused this car was you. So this person says, No, Saint Peter, it's not possible. I was never offered this car." Saint Peter says, "Son, every time we approach your consciousness, every time we came to instill those ideas, those thoughts on how you will be able to achieve that car, you were so fixed upon your desire of asking for that red Volkswagen. And we didn't want to deny you of your desire. And we finally gave you that." What an interesting story, right? And this is what we do in our lives. We try to visualize, we try to desire those fixed realities which we see. And whenever we're trying to desire that car or that house, it's always coming out of a fixed, limited consciousness, which is determined by our present circumstances. I'll share a story with you, again, my personal experience. When I came out of college, I joined my business, and at that point of time, I was very ambitious. I read a lot of books on law of attraction or law of manifestation, and each and all these books mention one thing very clearly, that whatever you want to achieve, visualize it very clearly, go into the minutest of details and see yourself achieving that or see yourself possessing those things. So at that point of time, I had just started my work. I had a small little manufacturing unit of clothing. That's what my business was at that point of time. It was 400 square feet. And I decided, okay, the day I have a very big factory, almost 20 times of what I had at that point of time. I had a 400 square feet factory and I desired a 50 times, I would say, 20,000 square feet factory. And I said, if I have that, I will be very happy in life. I think I would have arrived and that's it. That's all what I wanted at that point of time. It was way beyond what I could imagine for myself. And I started working towards that. I used to think about it in each and every minutest of details, to the extent I went to an architect and I asked him to even draw the factory for me. He asked me, where is the land? I said, I don't have the land, but I will get it someday. And he was really confused, looking at me. But well, I was paying his fees. So he said, okay, I'll make the drawing for you. I said, just give me the front elevation. I asked him, to design it like this. Then I started drawing myself the way the offices would be, the way the corridor would be, everything. And 5 or 6 years from there, I actually achieved that factory, because that was the only thing in my mind at that point of time. I put in my mind, my heart and my soul, everything which I had, all my resources, all my actions were towards making that factory. And when in 2010, I achieved that factory, at the opening of that factory, I was the most unhappy person, because I did not realize how much I sacrificed to get that factory. I did not understand how many orders I will require to run that huge setup with this huge overhead expenses. And that did not happen. I did get the factory, what I wanted to visualize, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't prosperous. I wasn't successful. And that's the time I came on this path and I heard the story of Saint Peter and that person reaching God. And I realized my mistake, because I was trying to tune into something which is at a lower level of manifestation. Everything, this matter which we see, the cars which we see, the houses which we see, they all a manifestation of energy. And energy is a very intelligent realm of creation. And when we think of energy, we never can visualize it like a fixed stopping points. Energy is continuous movement, continuous flow. So if we want to achieve something, we want to visualize something, the right way is to always look for that energy behind the object. So if I Today, if somebody asks me, what if I want a factory? Then I would advise them, look at the energy behind the factory. What does the factory do? Factory produces goods for you. Factory will make money for you. So see yourself happily working in a factory. Don't decide what kind of factory, how big the factory would be. Let God decide. Let God decide that Rolls Royce for you. And don't run after that red Volkswagen. So even if you say you want a fixed amount of money, you want to be rich, never desire a fixed amount of money, because that desire will be guided by your limited consciousness, which is present. In the present, a certain amount of money would be big for you, but probably God has something really big for you in His mind. So see yourself, visualize yourself being prosperous, being successful, happily earning a lot of money, and at the same time to be generous. See yourself spending that money. See yourself happily helping others with that money, and let God decide how much of money He wants to give. You want to attract a car? Don't look at that red Volkswagen, or don't look at any model for that matter. See yourself happily traveling in that car. See yourself happily traveling with your friends, family. You should be safely traveling, because sometimes you might get the car, but other situations in life would change. You might not be healthy to even enjoy that car. So very important to tune into the right energy behind the object. And every object, whatever utility that object provides, that's the energy of that object. And it's very important to be flexible in life. Don't be rigid. Try to tune your will with the divine will. And that is the only reality. God has sent us all for us to be prosperous, to be successful. Successful in terms of we should be able to overcome every challenge that we face in our lives. And that's our karma, or that's our dharma. And that is the most important action for ourselves. So with this, we come to our third story. And this third story is about how to have faith when we're leading our lives. How to have faith in God in everything which comes to our life, whether it's challenges, whether it's opportunities, whether it's sickness, or whether it's even a fault of ours. So again, there is a person, and even this person dies. But before dying, this person had a very successful life. He had his share of challenges. He had his experiences. He was very hardworking, and he was able to overcome most of the challenges in his life. So once he reaches heaven, again, he meets God there. And God says, "Oh, welcome, my son. I hope you had a good life." So this person says, "Yes, Father, I had a good life and I enjoyed my life, although I had a lot of challenges for which I really had to struggle. I really had to work hard, but somehow I managed to overcome those challenges. And thanks to you, I think you were there as a part of my life and you helped me go through it." So God says, "Son, I was always there with you. I was always there in your life, in each and every moment." "Really, Father? You don't believe me?" So God says, "Let me show it to you." So God opens up this big screen right in front of both of them. It's like and He says, "Okay, I'll show you the movie of your life." So He switches on, and this person starts seeing himself, and when he sees a pair of footprints, and behind that pair of footprints, he sees another pair of footprints. And God says, "Son, those footprints in the front are yours, and those two footprints behind your footprints are mine. You see, I was always there behind you, watching your back." So He shows the person his life. They go through his youth, his school, college, finally his work. And at one point of time in his life, it comes a situation where this person only sees one pair of footprints. So he says, "Father, stop, God. See here, at this point of time, I was facing the most difficult, most challenging times in my life. And at this point of time, you were not there with me. I had to really struggle and take care of everything on my own." God looks at him and says, He smiles at him and says, "Son, those footprints are not yours. Those footprints are mine. At this time, when you were facing these challenges, the challenge was so grave that you could not take care of yourself. And I had to lift you in my arms. And I took you through those phases of life." So the lesson which we understand from this story is that always have faith that God is there in each and every moment of our lives. You have good times, we have bad times, we have success, we have failures. Everything is being managed by God. God can come to us in many ways. He is the creator and He is the creation. He is the object and He's the energy behind the object. So when He comes like an opportunity, He also comes like a challenge to us, because He wants us to stretch ourselves out of our comfort zone so that we may perform better. We should learn the lessons to focus our energies to overcome those challenges, because that's the only way to grow. So I've spoken about this, why we face challenges, in one of my podcasts before. I'll share the link here. And where I spoke that the challenges come for three reasons. The first reason is they come to help us to grow and learn better in life. Secondly, they also come for us to learn certain spiritual lessons like humility, like devotion or surrender. And thirdly, they also come to us because of our certain past karmic actions. So our present is really a result of all our past action. And sometimes when a challenge comes, which is very grave, never feel that God is trying to punish you, because God will never send us a challenge which we are not able to overcome. The only problem is that we do not open our eyes and we do not see those challenges as an opportunity or as an opportunity to learn and grow from that challenge. We sometimes just give up in between. We crib, we complain, we cry. But for example, when there is a student who's a good student and the teacher wants him to become better, he will keep throwing bigger challenges for that person so that he learns more and he becomes more successful. And this is exactly what God does. Sometimes I understand we have certain challenges like a terminal illness or a disease for which we have no reason, but those things come because of our past karmic actions for which we have to bear the results. And since we cannot do much about it, no point cribbing and crying for it. The best thing is to accept it smilingly and make your present beautiful. Make your present happy, because your crying and complaining will only give you more sadness and more misery. So nothing in this world can move without the will of God. We can't even have a breath of ours without His willpower. And He is there in everything. He is everything. He is present in each and every particle. He is present in those challenges and He's present in those opportunities also. And if we are able to realize this, that every challenge is coming for our own growth, we will start looking life from a very different perspective. Our life will become a life of a hero, a glorious life, because no movie is interesting till the time there are no challenges. A person becomes a hero only once he's faced his share of challenges and once he's able to overcome those challenges. So friends, these were the three stories and very easy to remember. Share it with your friends and family, because these three lessons on how to approach life, how to connect with life, and how to have faith that God is there always with us really helps you to look at the life from a very, very different perspective. And in the end, I would just say, take care, be well. This is Dhruv from The Conscious Way. Stay happy and thank you.